Hello, my cookies. Welcome to Russell Cooks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Today, I've got pumpkin spiced muffin. I know, you're like, Russell, there's so much pumpkin spice. These are delicious. They're buttery, cinnamony depth. It's going to have a nice little streusel topping. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be delicious. I'm so excited. And it's a quick recipe. So it's one of those things where I typically do this after dinner. I put the kids to bed, and then either my wife or myself make these. And then in the morning, you have these fresh muffins. First things first, let's gather our ingredients. For this, you're gonna need a whole bunch. Pumpkin spice, you're gonna need flour, you're gonna need sugar, you're gonna need baking powder, you're gonna need 12 tablespoons of butter, you're gonna need 2 eggs, you're gonna need some pumpkin spice, pumpkin puree, do not get pumpkin pie mix, you're gonna need vanilla, and you're gonna need spray. Make sure those muffin tins are sprayed, greased up, oily, slippery. You want these muffins popping out. Let's get started. For the streusel topping, you're gonna need a bowl, some flour. I have 4 tablespoons of melted butter here. You're gonna need your sugar. You need some pumpkin pie spice mix. We're gonna do half a cup of flour. Boom. We're gonna do a 1/3 cup of granulated sugar here. You're gonna do a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. I'm just gonna whisk all this together. I want to actually add a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla in here, make it pop a little bit more. I have my 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm just going to drizzle it in and mix it around. You can use your hands, a fork. You don't want any dry bits remaining. Some pea-sized pieces are fine. Look at that, nice little streusel topping. We're gonna let this sit. It'll kind of dry out and allow us to crumble it over top. Let's get working on these muffins. So this is pumpkin puree. A lot of the time it ends up just being butternut squash. That's fine. All right, so we have 1 cup pumpkin puree, unsweetened. And next up, we're gonna need a whole stick, 8 tablespoons of butter, and we want it melted, so I gotta melt that. Let's see whether I can make this explode. While the butter is melting, let's add some more of our ingredients. You're gonna need 2 eggs here. Do the 1 hand crack. So we have 1 cup of pumpkin puree, 2 eggs, 8 tablespoons of melted butter here. Gonna whisk it in slowly in case it's still hot. This is a 1/4 cup of milk. Adds a little bit more liquid without that much more richness. I'm going to add a tablespoon of vanilla extract. So for the dry component, we're going to do 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to do 2 cups granulated sugar. Pumpkin pie spice mix. I'm going to add a tablespoon in here. I really want this to pop. I'm going to add some baking powder, 2 teaspoons. It's just going to give us some lift. Going to make them light and fluffy. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt. If you do table salt, maybe do 3/4. I've got kosher salt, so I'm going to be doing maybe a heaping teaspoon. Just going to whisk all this together. We have our pumpkin mixture. I'm going to add my flour mixture. I'm just going to fold it until there's no dry streaks. I sprayed down a 1/3 cup measure. I'm just going to scoop and dump and hopefully divide it all evenly. I got my streusel topping. I'm just going to kind of break it up over top of these muffins, but don't forget that as the muffins expand and you get that muffin top, it's going to kind of volcano out, so it'll spread across. So if you think the streusel's too dense, just remember it's not going to be after it bakes. Trying to make sure all the muffin top is covered nicely. So I'm going to put these in the oven. Preheated my oven to 375, middle rack. I'm going to bake them 20 to 25 minutes. You want that toothpick in the center one to come out clean. That's what we're going to look for. Once they come out, they got to sit for at least 10 minutes before you can dig in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. It has been about 22.5 minutes. And I'm going to check on my muffins. Now, I rotated them about halfway through, so about 12 minutes in, I rotated my tin. My oven doesn't cook evenly. That's why I have to do that. Most ovens don't. It's important. Ah, yes. Look at this. Look at this craggly top from the streusel. We got a little bit of browning around the edge. That means we're really close. I'm gonna test. I think a toothpick is best. I have my thermometer here. I like testing this way. This is my official tester. There, you see a little bit of moist crumb. Perfect, no goop. We're done. I love it. I love the browning. Now, the hard part, we have to wait. We have to wait about 10 minutes, and then you're gonna remove them from the tin, and then you gotta let them cool for another 30 to 60 minutes. You want them to cool, all right? Don't dig in early. If you open them up and you see steam, not a good sign, all right? So we'll check on them in about 10 minutes. We're just going to pop this one out here. Ooh, yes, look at how easily that came out. I'm gonna pop this one out here too. Yes, look at that, clean. Here we got our pumpkin spice streusel topped muffins. Let's give this a taste. This is my favorite part. All right, let's try the muffin top first. Good crunch. Nice sweetness. It's not too sweet. I like that. The pumpkin spice is there. And the vanilla, you don't really taste outright vanilla. It's just really a lot of flavor depth. It really just gives it so much complexity. We got good browning. So good flavor. The inside, so moist. Pumpkin comes through. Reminds me of like eating pumpkin pie. It is just so good. To me, the perfect amount of sweetness to enjoy with a nice cup of black coffee. Cinnamon from that pumpkin pie spice. Just really, it comes through with that pumpkin, that sweet, crunchy streusel. What's more to like? These are so simple. Make them the night before. Let them cool overnight. Well, there you have it. Some pumpkin pie muffins with a streusel topping. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, you can follow me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. Drop me a follow. I'd really appreciate it, especially if you liked what you saw. All right. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye.